Yes, ma'am. So the next topic is very controversial. A patient with angle closure, glaucoma, raised IOP, and significant cataract presents to you. So what should be the approach? And debating on this are two stalwarts of glaucoma, Dr. R. Venkatesh, who we all know is the head of glaucoma services at Arvind Eye Care System, Pondicherry, has innumerable awards and innovation to his credit. He believes in doing combined phacotrabeculectomy in this situation. And opposite to him is Dr. Ronnie George. We all know he is Deputy Director and Senior Glaucoma Consultant at Shankar Netralaya, Chennai. So over to you, Dr. Venkatesh. Can you unmute yourself, please? Please unmute, Dr. Venkatesh. No, your screen was, yes. Please share your screen again.
I'm going to reshare, yeah.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, now you are heard well.
Sri Ram Mohan. Okay. So that's very important. The three things, you're going to take care of three things here: raised IOP, angle closure, and significant cataract. So that's why I'm going to say why phacotrab, at least in our practice back at Aravind. Because you're going to prevent angle closure, you're going to control the intraocular pressure, which is very important post-operatively. And of course, depending on the optic nerve damage, if it's already a compromised nerve, you want to prevent further damage. So that is why we are trying to see whether we can knock with one stone. So definitely there are a lot of these advantages to the patient, but we also have to keep in mind the long-term outcomes and complications, because for a patient, it's a single visit to the OR, a single procedure. It restores vision promptly. There is a significant reduction in the cost, which is well proven in several studies. And of course, it reduces the carbon footprint. It reduces the anesthesia-related complications. And also, post-operatively, if they can get a good control, they are off anti-glaucoma medication, which is again going to save money and the conjunctiva to the patient. For the surgeon, again, it's little cumbersome, but again, a single procedure. Definitely decrease glaucoma medications post-operative for the patients. You don't have to see them often if you just do a cataract surgery. And also good early intraocular pressure control, which helps you to save already the compromised nerve. And of course, now you have other surgical options also. Once you have done this is failed, then you can think of other options for these patients. So why phaco alone is not sufficient? There is a lot of evidence for and against, but definitely IOP spike following cataract surgery is not very good. The fluctuations is not very good for these patients because they have a sensitive optic nerve, which can be kind of damaged because of all these fluctuations. And of course, you put them on steroids for a longer period, they may have a steroid response, and post-operative medications you may have to use. If the pressure is high, you may have to use anti-glaucoma medications with these post-operative medications. So what we found was just doing a cataract surgery in an angle closure, sometimes the amount of angle opening is not as you expect, especially if they have already a compromised angle in the form of synechase. And many of the patients have a modest IOP control following cataract surgery. And of course, you have to use glaucoma medications after cataract, which is again going to compromise the ocular surface. In a future trabeculectomy, the failure rate is going to be high. So I would say these are the relative disadvantages which my good friend is going to debate, Ronnie, because the combined surgery may take longer. There is a chance for increased intra and post-operative complications. And of course, you need to do more intensive post-operative care, which is very common in any glaucoma surgery when you do. So I would say all these are relative. Why? There are a lot of evidences, but mostly the kind of landmark evidences is from my good friend Clement Tam, where he has done this randomized trial either for a controlled, medically controlled chronic angle closure patients with cataract or patients who had uncontrolled chronic angle closure. And all these randomized studies proved that the combined phacotrabectomy was marginally better and effective in controlling the intraocular pressure than phaco alone. But the problem was the post-operative complication, I think, which is the important part, and I'm sure we are all concerned about. If you see intraoperative complications in both the studies, they were not much. even slightly more in the phaco group than even in the combined group when you talk about PCR and zonular dialysis and other complications. But the post-operative complications are more. Why? Because most of these trials which were done are earlier, way back in 2008 and 9, before 2010, when we didn't know how to do even a safe trabeculectomy. Even though trabeculectomy is 60, 70 years old, the learning on trabeculectomy is better and better in the coming years, over the years. And in the recent past, of course, after the safe trabeculectomy system, we have learned a lot how to do a good safe trab, as also a safe combined in some of these angle closure patients. Okay, so let's take this report, which they published in 2020, which is the 5-year results of their previous trial, where they're talking about the complications in the 2 groups after 5 years after the initial study. If you see that most of these complications are related to anterior chamber reformation and all those conservative measures for conjunctival wound leak. If you see those top three, and if you do a safe system, I'm sure you can remove all those complications. And definitely hyphemas. 4 of the patients had marginal hyphemas which resolved over a period of time. I'm sure many of them have and they disappear because angle closure tend to bleed and then they resolve. And if you take PCO, I think PCO is not a big deal. Now, because of the intraocular lenses, square edge and all that, even in a PMMA, we don't get much PCO. Let's forget the PCO. And if you take, again, blebitis, which is quite uncommon now. We have proven that, again, with intracameral MOXIE, there is a 4-fold reduction, not only in endophthalmitis, but also in blebitis in glaucoma patients. So let's remove that also and see what's the complication. Phaco group, it's 4, and in the combined group, it's 9. So this is what will happen over a period of some years in these patients. So what is more important is they also came up to say that the phaco group, 10 patients had trabeculectomy after that. And in the combined group, no patients had any other surgery. So this is the important point. In that trabeculectomy, again, you will have complications, either bleb leaks or bleb overfiltering blebs or conjunctival suturing and things like that. But if you're going to do again safe trabeculectomy, I'm sure all those complications are going to be less. So that's the very important or the crux of this, many of the evidence which are available, at least at this point of time. But in our experience, we have found that now a phaco trabeculectomy is the way to go when you have high pressures, angle closures, and significant cataracts. But of course, we are looking at more evidence and we are also working on it because some of these trials, there are several surgeons who have done, the results may be different. Some, they don't even classify between whether it's early or advanced. Depending upon damage also, we have to decide. And of course, we have to keep in mind how to reduce some of these complications with better and skillful surgery. Thank you.
Thank you very much.